This learning we're going to explore triggers. I'm going to select a particular patient here. It's going to be a recipient mare. I'm going to start triggers from the summary card. So I'm now going to the summary card just so from there I can access the triggers button. There I'm going to click on triggers to open the triggers module. So here on the left side you're going to see the list of possibilities you create the triggers. It's pretty much where you create the different titles, and once you select a particular trigger, on this side you're going to see the list of events associated to that trigger. So when you create a new collection of events or a new trigger, you just click on event here. I'm going to create a new one called full shots. So now I have my pregnancy shots and the full shots. Right now I just have the titles, and from this point on I can start doing my examples by adding events. So to add an event, I select first the trigger title and I click on the right side to add a new event. You can here type your task file. I'm going to start doing a rhino. Container is going to be from my 10 ml bottle, 20 ml bottle I should say. It's going to be 1 dose, and the period is going to be for 5 months from the last breeding date. It's going to be set as done. Inventory location I have to set 1 time. Usually who prescribed by and who performs this. I can make comments, I can hide, and I can make extra comments and hide. So here, doing by this, I can also use my friendly editor. I'm going to save, and like this I have entered my first event for rhino, which is going to be 5 months from the last breeding date. So the sequence of actions here would be to keep adding multiples. If you want to add it, if you did something wrong, you just highlight it, add it. It's going to bring it back so you can change some of your settings. And you can keep adding this, or you can remove. So this is the way you create your triggers. First you create the title, and then you keep adding. Let's add one more just to give one more idea. So this one is going to be also rhino. But in this case here, container, I've got to pick the container from my bottle, 1 dose. Profit center, I'm not going to pay attention to that right now. I could change this to something like, I usually prefer to use general charge. It's not object for this lesson anyways. This one here, this dose is going to be for 7 months. You could also select different period if you prefer to use day. Some people like to use, for example, X number of days from 14-day preg check. Other people like to go by months from breeding day. So that's where Wise Option becomes very flexible, and you can adjust the program to your like. So actually the period can be anything, and that's when you're going to use your target date. We're going to use this in a few moments. For now, in this lesson, I'm just showing you how to set up. So now we have rhino 5 and rhino 7 months, and you can keep doing this. For example, I would like to have 5, 7, 9, 10. I could put West Nile, Czech Catholics, rabies, preg checks, whatever you think should be reminded of during the length of gestation period, you can add. Sometimes we have seen as many as 50 reminders for each mare at the time she is confirmed in foal. It's totally up to you where you can customize this, but at the end of the day, you're going to create your reminders and you're going to use your triggers, you know, under that trigger title, and the events are, you know, the reminders that will be calculated from the target date. We're going to use this in a few seconds. For now, you watch today how to create a trigger title and how to add events to each trigger. If you change the trigger here, you could start adding the triggers. For example, full shots could be deworm 30, 60, 90 days. And of course, the target day when I use this would be the foaling due date, the foaling date. We're gonna keep with more examples. I'm gonna fill this up in the next examples so you can see how it goes, and we go from there. Thanks for watching.